some new features with linked content sections in a grid component. So you can see here I'm running in a browser and I have a grid on the invoice header table from Alpha Sports, and then underneath that I have a linked content section that is showing a grid showing the line items for the current invoice. So for example, here's invoice number 21 and there are the line items, and then when I click on a different invoice, you can see that the line item grid updates to show the line items for that grid. But the thing that I want to point out is that when I navigate to a new page in the parent grid, what happens is the child grid gets recomputed completely, and you can see that working message over there. So you'll see that while the callback is taking place, there's a working message, and so the grid disappears for a short while, there's a working message, and then the grid reappears. So now I'd like to point out some of the new options in linked content sections. So I'm going to go back to the designer right now, and I'm going to open up the linked content builder, and you can see here that in the linked content section builder there's now new options for where you actually place the linked content section. Previously you could only place the linked content in a freeform edit region. So you can see currently the linked content is placed right now underneath the grid in the freeform edit section. So I'm going to edit that and remove the placeholder for linked content from the freeform edit region, and instead I'm going to stick it into the master template. So right now the master template basically looks like this. You can see there's a placeholder for the search part, the grid part, and the detail view part, if in fact there was one. This grid doesn't have a detail view, so I'm going to go there and I'm going to put the link content section in the master template now. So when you put the link content in the master template, let's look at how the behavior of the grid is changed. So you can still see now that I still have basically the parent grid and the child grid, and everything is still the same. When I navigate to a different row on the parent, basically the child updates. But now look at the difference when we navigate to a new page on the parent grid. Instead of this whole section disappearing and a working message showing up, it remains there and it just simply gets locked out while we put up a working message. So it's a lot smoother. Now you've got complete control over this working message. So I'm going to go back now to the builder, and right now I'm going to actually turn it off. So let's go ahead now, save it and run it again. And so now basically when I navigate, there is no we're not locking the child grid at all. It just stays there and there's no flickering at all, and it's much smoother repainting. On the other hand, if you do want to lock it, you can lock it, and then you've got complete control over the HTML that gets displayed in the lock window. So these are some nice new enhancements in linked content sections. Thanks very much.